Daniel.
Yeah, so Tor is the name of my character, and you see an older Goliath. He looks a bit time-worn in the face. He has scars from his eye down his neck that go past his ear. It looks like whatever made it took off a piece of his ear when it happened. He has some piercings in his nose and his eyebrow, and he's wearing just jet black armor. From everything but his head is just covered in jet black armor, or leather armor.
Okay.
And he'd just be sitting at the table having a drink, trying to keep an eye on everybody, try and feel out what their deal is.
Okay. Sorry, a little technical difficulties on my end, so I'm just trying to fix all that. Okay. Next is Anon. I'm not sure what your character's name is, so let's go with that.
Zir is a fire genasi, and has like this typical flamey mohawk, and he's most likely just sitting there at the table in his leather cloak with his scale armor above it, which it seems to kind of wear on him. He's not like built to wear stuff like that, and there's weird contraptions all over this thing. He has like soot on his hands and some like smoke stains in his face. He's most likely sitting there fiddling with some little robots in his hands that he's like putting on pieces of his armor.
Okay. Martin, you're next.
Yeah. My character's name is Zach. He's about 5'10". He's wearing leather armor with a green cloak hiding most of it, but you can see a bow poking out over the top of it. His clothing is pretty old and shabby, and his hair is unkempt but quite short. He has some scars all over his forearms and on his hands, and he would probably be trying to get everyone at the table involved in some kind of drinking game.
Yep, sounds about right. All right, Jay or Gadri.
My guy is Gadri. He is a towering 2'11", and he's an old forest gnome with long white hair, really long beard, wrinkly as all hell. Picture a pale Yoda with a beard, and he's kind of just wearing like a brown robe, but seems like there's some bulk underneath it for some odd reason. And he's literally just holds his glass up to Durham, the barkeep, and gets a new drink and just nods his head at him, and that's pretty much it. He's drinking.
Great. All right. So, again, we are sitting around the yawning portal. You guys are having your drinks. You are talking amongst yourselves. It is early morning, so I imagine your drinks aren't too heavy. They're probably like a breakfast ale or something that might have a little bit lower of alcohol content you could have with your, literally as Anon takes another swig. Oh, God.
Sorry.
Oh no,
You're conditioning me.
I'm still going from last night.
I mean,
Zia took a swig of orange juice.
or we could just like go down to Jay, who's obviously drinking his apple juice, right? I mean, that's definitely what's in that glass for sure. Yeah, it's apple juice.
Daddy's special apple juice.
100%.
So, as you guys are in the tavern, it's still relatively morning. Not too early, but you'd figure it's like maybe early to mid morning. And Dernan is behind the bar as per normal, wiping off a few glasses, rearranging some of the large bottles of liquor that are up there. Bonnie, who is the barmaid, is running around like normal and probably clean up the bar, clean up the tavern a little bit here and there. But since there's not a whole lot of people around, she's not as busy or moving as quickly as you would normally expect or to see her around here. For the moment, there's really not anybody else that's there in the tavern. Right now, it's just you guys, but you expect that probably in like next few hours, you're gonna get the people coming in during midday, and then like normal, it just kind of booms in the late afternoon to evening area. So, what are you guys doing right now?
I'm going to just like shout at Dernan and Bonnie. Do you guys ever sleep? I've been in here since 8 p.m. You haven't even taken a break.
So, Dernan is just gonna kind of like look over at you, give you kind of a frown, and then just kind of like walk to the other end of the bar, presumably as far away from you as possible. Bonnie,
Dernan, I'm sorry. I'm gonna toss him some silver.
I imagine you're probably not that close to the bar where you're at. If you want to actually like walk over to him and do it.
Just toss it.
No, I'm gonna try to do the best I can to just toss it from where I'm sitting without even turning around properly.
So you're just like,
Yeah.
It just falls on the floor like probably 20-30 feet short of the actual bar. As you guys like
Then I
see
go
Dernan
and
like
pick
just
it up
like
and give it to him.
yeah, Dernan just like looks at it hit the floor, looks up at you, and just like stares. Bonnie's probably stopped mopping or whatever she's doing, and like kind of like looking at you like, what's going on?
Grab some popcorn to watch.
And then I go back to the rest of the table and pull out a deck of cards and say, okay, who's playing? What's the buy-in? What are we doing?
Play a game, son.
I don't know any D&D games, so I'm just gonna say we're playing poker.
It would
think
probably
that's
just be
poker.
like 3 Dragon Ante.
There you go.
Pre-Dragon Ante, that sounds fancy enough.
So
I actually
who's
got to check to have proficiency in that.
yeah, I was gonna say. So who's actually playing 3 Dragon Ante right now?
Seeing him throw the coin at Durnham, I would want to try to take this guy's money, so I'll hop in.
Okay.
Buy-in is 1 gold. Everyone's welcome. Let's go, guys. Let's make it a fun morning.
1 gold is steep, guys. Remember that 1 gold dragon is enough to feed an entire family for a whole 10-day in Waterdeep. That's steep.
Oh, now I see why he's throwing around silver at everyone. And I put my gold on the table
Oh.
that I worked for probably a week and a half for. Greeting people at the academy.
Can I ask quickly what the conversion rate is exactly for gold to silver
10.
to whatever?
Denominations of 10.
10, okay. Yeah.
So, alright, so then Gadri and Zachary are playing cards. Who else?
A gold's a little
Come
steep.
on, guys.
It's pretty
okay,
steep,
okay.
guys.
Buy-in,
Are you just
5
gonna watch?
Silver, 5
Yeah.
silver.
Okay.
I don't really
I'll join.
gamble, so
Frick walks
Oh,
off to go
shit.
grab all the silver that you threw. And the
No,
rest,
I already
and we
went
go,
over
okay,
it.
buy silver. I mean, you didn't
Caliban will
pay.
ante up.
So as you guys are sitting there trying to figure out who's actually going to play, and Martin's apparently trying to hustle all of you guys.
Oh, I'm not trying to hustle. I'm trying to make it a fair game.
are you
Yeah, fair
though?
for who? So as you guys are doing this, you're going to see that the door opens, and a woman walks in. You see that she has her hair is cut short. She has like jet black hair. She has earrings on that look expensive. She's wearing an expensive looking dress, and over her shoulders and her the dress that she's wearing, which is probably today it's gonna be a pale blue, like a powder blue color. Obviously looks very expensive. She's wearing what looks like a set of blue robes with gold trim on them that have where her arms are not through the armholes, rather just kind of like over her shoulders. You can see that there's an emblem on the like left side of the breast on her robe. So she walks in. She has a few rings on her. You can see that there's a necklace that's just barely showing on the the collar of her dress. Behind her walks just a hulk of a man, standing probably something like 6'4", between like 6'4" and 6'8", wearing a just massive suit of plate armor. All of you guys would immediately recognize that this armor is part of the Griffin Cavalry. He definitely looks like it, though he does appear to be a bit too old to be one of them. You can see that he just has like this massive bushy beard of just a massive white bushy beard on him. No mustache. Or sorry, it's a mustache and beard combined. He has bald head. And he doesn't seem to be exactly armed. He has a lance that's like attached to his back, but that's about it. And behind them are two of the city's guards. As they kind of walk through the tavern and head up to the second floor, one of the guards heads over to the bar and says something to Durnan. And they're kind of just walking behind you.
Can I listen to the
Can I
conversation
make out what they're
happening?
saying?
One at a time, guys. I heard, sorry, Tuller.
I
what's your
think
name
we were
again?
both saying the same thing.
Yeah, I think we just both want to listen in on the conversation. I'm gonna head over a bit closer and just say if the guard wants anything, it's on my family as well. And then I'm gonna start drinking close by,
Okay.
like order a drink and then appear to just be drinking.
Okay. So in that case, Brick, you'd actually know who this person is that walked in. Gadri, I believe you actually know as well. Yeah, I mean, at least two of you guys would know who this is. With that being said, Brick, you would know who this is. Probably not someone. I don't know. It might be. Maybe it's someone that you are okay with. You guys would know who this person is, as they've walked to the second floor. Let's see here. Brick and Zach, you guys said you wanted to go and hear what the guard was saying to Durnan.
I'm just gonna see if I can listen in from where I'm seated at the table. Brick wanted to actually go up to the bar.
So the one guard basically went up to Durnan, kind of leaned over the bar, and just looked like they're placing an order. The other guard was still following behind the other two. Probably by the time you guys like get up and are halfway over to the bar, the guard that was like leaning over and ordering probably already was finished and heading to catch up with the others.
Oh, yeah.
Did you say what the emblem was on the woman's shoulder, or can I try and see if I know
Sure.
what that is, or leave that out?
Yeah, give me a history check. Or you could just ask one of your party members; they might know.
I have a vague idea. Oh yeah, I would have waved at the.
Oh, look
man
at that!
coming in.
Look at that! First critical
20,
success of
let's
the
go.
game.
Oh wow,
Wow.
that's how you spell it.
Not only the first
start.
roll, but also the first critical roll. God damn!
Wow.
Yeah.
What a
Saying the
way!
critical roll.
What a way to start the game. Damn. All right. So, Tor, you would immediately recognize the symbol as a member of the Order of Magus and Protectors. They are one of the most prominent guilds in the city. They basically act as Waterdeep's kind of like magical police and fire department. They don't necessarily have authority, but they are the people that you need to register with if you're casting magic within the city. You'd also recognize that the rank that this woman bears is very high. The rank itself means that she is higher than a mage civilar. She is basically the second highest rank in the guild, which makes her probably one of the most powerful magic users in the city, at least according to this rank.
Good to know. All right.
Let's not piss her off.
I could actually probably just give you more and regale you with everything about this character and everything involved, but it's not worth it.
I was gonna say,
He did
you
roll a
know that
20.
She's kind of a bitch.
So, I mean, Tor, you now know that. Are you telling other people about it, or are you just keeping it to yourself?
Yeah, I guess I'll sort of look around the table and see if anybody had any run-ins with her or dealings with who that was.
Oh, I know her.
see her in here all the time,
Yeah.
but
She's
never paid
not.
much attention.
She pays
See,
not
it
much
seems
attention to anyone. Don't worry about that one.
With a low-key grin, I say she's an alright person.
Okay.
All right.
So, is anybody going to pursue this, or do you guys just want to ignore this person as they go up to the second floor, or at least go up the stairs?
Godfrey would totally ignore her.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just still trying to get people to join the drinking game.
This is a drinking game now. I thought
It
it was
always
gambling.
was. Why not both?
I don't see why gambling would be a great idea in your own party.
So
I don't
it
see
looks
why
as if-
it wouldn't be.
It looks as if this gambling or drinking game is going to go on further. So, is that what you guys plan to do for like the next hour or so? Is just kind of relax, drink a little bit here at the tavern, and see where the day goes?
Yeah, for me it
Works
is.
for me.
I'm gonna ignore the drinking game and I'm gonna go sit, like, move closer to Victoria's character, and I'm gonna pull up like a conversation about art, and just like ask where she gets supplies from, or they get supplies from.
I think Calvin will just chat with Brick and since he's joining the drinking and such. Just relax.
Okay. So, this is turning into a nice morning that you guys are there. It's pretty relaxing. You see people come in and out. Another few people come down from the second floor. You see a woman in a white clerical robe almost, but without a lot of the gold trim that you would expect to see on many of the clerics from the city. This woman has much darker skin than even people who are local here. She definitely looks as if she's not from around here, and you've never seen that clerical clothing here on the Sword Coast. It's possible that she's just a foreigner from somewhere else, but she's taken a seat by the door. Looks like as if she's ordered some drink or something and a small cup of soup, not even a whole bowl. And she's been kind of quietly writing in her journal to herself, barely really touching her food or drink much. And every time there's some sort of like loud noise or something happens, she kind of like looks up from what she's doing, looks around, sees nothing's really there, and goes back to writing. You've also noticed that at some point over the past, maybe hour or two, that a dwarven man has come down and he's taken a seat by the hearth, pulled out a few scrolls, and seems to be like looking over the scrolls, holding them up to the light, looking over what's on them, putting it down, writing something nearby, putting another scroll nearby. It looks like he's ordered some food and is looking like a hunk of bread to hold one scroll open, his mug of ale to hold another one open, that kind of situation. And seems to be kind of like mumbling or talking to himself. You also notice that nearby he has this large backpack that's nearly brimming and overflowing with tools. Everything from like tongs to a blacksmithing hammer to a pair of shears, just different tools all over. This backpack looks like it's just not, maybe even like twice or three times the size of a normal sized backpack. You go to see streaks of gray in this dwarf's hair, which would maybe indicate that he is a bit older, even for a dwarf. Kind of going around tavern a bit more, you see that there's a minstrel. It seems to be over by the hearth as well, kind of on the other side of the dwarf. And this guy looks like he's tuning a lute, but it only has 3 strings on it, which is bizarre because it's supposed to have 4. but he doesn't really seem to be noticing much, and he doesn't seem to be trying to restring the fourth for whatever reason. But he seems to hum on his own, pluck a few notes, and kind of take a drink, look at the fire a little bit, kind of looks like he's just wasting time. As people are kind of filing in and out, you see people ordering drinks at the bar, having a few, then walking out. A few people look like they've taken seats nearby. You even notice what looks like a group of 4. Well, they look almost like 4 guards, but you quickly realize that they are 4 members of Force Grey that have walked in. Their signage is very obviously emblazoned on the back of their half-plate armor. And you would see 2 other people walk in, and these appear to be more noisy. It appears to be a small girl that looks as if she's maybe between the ages of like 15 or 16, barely an adult in human years. She's wearing a large, like oversized bear cowl over her head, and what looks like a decent bit of bear hide and fur kind of mishmashed together. Some of it looks as if it's of the same type and of the same color and fur patterns. Others of it doesn't look like it matches at all. But either way, it looks as if it's too big for her, even though she doesn't really seem to notice. And this is like the beginning of spring, so it might be kind of warm to wearing so much fur. But either way, she seems energetic and kind of bouncy. And she is following right behind a wood elven woman who's wearing kind of just like very light leather gear. Looks maybe like a leather vest over her cloth top, and the same thing like leather pants with leather boots. Relatively light gear for the most part. She also has a small backpack. It looks more like a day pack, maybe half or 2/3 the size of a normal size backpack. And as she walks in, the girl behind her is bouncing and seems to be talking to her about food and all the food that she wants. As they quickly take a seat, you see that they have ordered from Bonnie, and within a few minutes, there's like a half chicken plate basically sitting in front of this girl, and she's just digging into it almost like an animal would, with like her face buried in the plate, eating like as if it were a trough. You see immediately the other, like the elven woman, is just kind of sitting there like, just kind of like this, just like taking a drink every once in a while, and just like watching her in what almost looks like she's seen this too frequently and it just doesn't shock her anymore. Yeah, Brick.
Brick's gonna go up to the bar and pay for their tab.
Okay.
And he's gonna laugh and
all right.
Just go to the first table.
Caliban.
I think Caliban's gonna look across the tavern and see the dwarf at the fire and yell, "Baragus, come over here. Come say hi to my friends. Come drink."
Okay, sure. So then we go to oh my god, say your character's name again.
Who?
Mikas. Your character's name is Zer. Zir. Okay.
Caliban took after. I just turned to them and be like, "Who is that person? He looks to be interesting and a bit of a scholar and tinkerer. I've never met him before, I think."
He comes to Waterdeep sometimes. He's quite the craftsman.
The dwarf stands up as he sees you call him over. He takes a moment to kind of focus away from what he's doing, then he sees you as he stands up and, "Oh, Caliban!" As he comes over and gives you a really hearty clap on the back, and he just says, "Oh, nice seeing you here. He hasn't seen you in a few days. How you been?"
I've been pretty well. How about yourself? What are you doing in Waterdeep?
He says, good.
Waterdeep, right?
Yes. He says that he's here, back again on another one of his adventures. His wife didn't like it, but she knows what he has to do. He says he has a bit of creative block, you might say. He hasn't really found anything good. No good inspiration lately. But yeah, he's sure it'll happen at some point. No worries.
Zia would just like awkwardly stroll up and just stand right next to the dwarf and just stare at him and his like tools.
I think Caliban would introduce Zir to Bergus.
Yeah. Bergus kind of looks Zir over and just goes, I'm not gonna burn myself, am I?
Well, I'll try to avoid that. That would be an unfortunate happenstance.
He chuckles and cuts you off, chuckling, and like claps you on the shoulder. He's like, just joking. He says, I've handled hotter iron than I'm sure you are, as he gives you like a big, strong handshake.
Yeah, I'm very hot iron, I suppose. This hurts a bit. Could you not? I see you are, I guess, a tinkerer yourself. That's always nice to meet another scholar in town.
He says,
wonderful to have new faces.
I'm
sorry for the voice, by the way, but I made up my mind on that.
Yeah, actually,
That's
I don't even.
8 charisma.
To be fair, I don't even know if the voice is necessary, considering like you already have technically an accent for us Americans. So.
Oh no, but like, just to like, yeah, I like this. His yeah. He needs this like annoyingness.
Okay, Zach.
I would go up to the two of them and then talk to Zir, saying, "What's up with that hair anyway? Is it actually hot?" And then like go to touch it.
I did not care to find out if Fire Ganassi hair is actually hot, but I assume so. I don't think it's actually. Like,
I don't think it actually is.
down.
I would welcome
it's just the hair is sometimes fire, but doesn't say like it.
I would welcome if someone weighed in on this, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm gonna say no for right now. It's probably not hot.
Well, yeah, I've got to like try to brush my hand through his hair and be like, ha, cool.
I would kind of imagine that
please
Fire
stop
Ganassi's. I would kind of assume that like Fire Ganassi's hair is similar to like the Continual Flame spell, where like it gives off light and it's physically there, but it's not actually giving off heat and can't catch things on fire.
Yeah, that makes sense.
While all this is happening, you see Silvostrova currently has a notebook open as they're writing down what happens to his hand as he puts the hand in the hair, trying to figure out if she can use this to help cauterize a wound or something.
There you go.
They would actually also. Okay, no, go ahead.
Seeing Bergus walk up when he says that he left the wife, I go, "Oh, so left the wife alone again, huh? Looks like I have plans now for the night." And then just chuckle and put my tiny little hand out for a handshake to Bergus.
Okay. By the way, Baco, thank you so much for the hosting. Much appreciated, man. I'll make sure to host you later and return the favor. Yeah, so Bergus like extends his hand and just goes, she's more of a woman than you could handle anyway. As he grabs onto your hand, gives you a big handshake. He says, "How are you doing, by the way?"
I laugh. I say she's more of a man than I am.
He just laughs again, chuckling even harder at this. He seems to be like really enjoying your guys' company at the moment. He says that he's nice to meet such good, honest folk here in the tavern. Normally, he doesn't find many people, for whatever reason, that are so friendly.
Well, it might be because you're an ornery dwarf.
He says, that might be. Maybe it's because I'm too smart for them, huh?
No, of course. Smarter than everyone, old Bergus.
He says he was actually planning to visit the... take a round and visit the guilds later. He says that the Blacksmithing Guild is closed this morning, but they're opening a bit later than normal. Some sort of guild meeting. He was invited, but he doesn't care about that. as Jay just as
really care
apparently
about
we're
the
being
ghost.
taken somewhere.
Adventure.
No, put us back. Put us back. No means
the
no.
sun.
No means no.
Oh, what? Am I not allowed to leave one room? My bad. I won't interrupt with smoking.